Yesterday, I saw Venom: The Last Dance, and we gonna talk about it. Stick around.
DJ LINX is in the building.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ LINX, back in the building, back in effect, and back with another video. And today, I'll be talking about Venom 3, aka Venom: The Last Dance, or should I say Venom: The Last Dance, aka Venom 3, the third movie in the Venom trilogy. Got a chance to see it last night, and I want to tell you my thoughts. Gonna try to do this no spoilers because I don't want to spoil it for anybody else, but it was one of those things. I guess let me give you some background story on how I feel about the Venom franchise. I didn't like part 1 and I absolutely hated part 2, but for some reason I was oddly excited about Venom: The Last Dance. Maybe it had to do with Null, them announcing Null, that Null was going to be in the movie, and they even showed him in the commercial. I was like, oh snap. So I was super hyped about that because I know Null is a fantastic character. Now, was Null in the movie? Maybe. The movie actually opens with Null and I was sold right from the get. I was hyped. They did Null. They did him justice. He looked like Null. They only showed close up of his face, but he is CGI and he's confirmed voiced by Andy Serkis, and we all know Andy Serkis is magic. Anyway, the movie opens on him and then it takes us to Eddie Brock, who was still in Mexico in the end of the No Way Home movie. He was still at that bar, and then, you know, stuff happens, blah, blah. Again, I don't want to get into spoilers, but there was a crazy cringe moment right in the beginning. If you hated the breakfast scene from Venom 2, you're gonna hate the, what do you call it, the bar scene, or the, you know, he's mixing some drinks or whatever. I was looking at that, scratching my head, scratching my face. I hated that. It was just so cringe. But then again, this is what we expect from this Venom universe. It is not the Venom from the comic books, and I think that's why I kind of enjoyed this movie more than the other two, because I put that out of my mind. Like, this is not the Venom from the comics. This is never gonna be the Venom from the comics. This is Venom from the Sony movie universe, and we all know the Sony movie universe sucks outside of any Spider-Man films. I will say, for the most part, the visual effects looked really, really good in this movie, but there were some parts when it was just like, you know, when the Venom, the head comes out of his back and he's like, I'm Venom. It looked really, really bad. Like, and there was like a parachute scene when he landed. It was like really, really bad. The pacing is fine. When they focused on like other characters, like the dude that plays Baron Mordo and Juno Temple's character, and then there's another character that has like a Christmas pin or so, I don't know what the hell. Like, it kind of gets sidetracked there because it's just like nobody cares about them. We want to, you know, Venom and Eddie Brock. So when they focus on those other characters, it's kind of odd, but it's just like, all right, whatever. Maybe they're probably setting up these characters for something else down the line. I don't know. I don't know why we need to focus on these people. Dude that played Baron Mordo in Doctor Strange, what's his name? Chiwetel Ejiofor, I think it is. He was phenomenal in this. Juno Temple was also pretty good. The other actress, well, like I said, with the Christmas pin, I don't know her name, but she did really well as well. Stephen Graham was in the movie for a little bit. They could have done something better with him and his character and his like symbiote transformation thing like that. I wasn't there for that. It was just like, meh. There's another scene, which I'm not gonna get into it. You saw a little bit in the trailer with Venom dancing with Mrs. Chen, I think her name is. Oh man, like I was watching it and I had the same reaction that I had when I watched the Marvels, where it was just like, yo, I can't believe I'm watching this shit. This is just that bad. But it's a bad that's kind of good, right? Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. It's one of those things where it's so bad and it's so cringe, like you just have to laugh about it. You can't get mad. Mrs. LINX, she was sitting next to me. She was actually pissed off. She hated the movie. I'm laughing at it because like, yo, I can't believe this is so terrible. As we get further down the movie, like things happen. There's like, you know, these creatures that come down from Clintar, the Xenosparse, the Xenospace, the Xeno something. I don't know what they're called. They're called Xeno something. Their creature designs was actually really cool. They had like this motorized gizmo in their mouth, like with their teeth that kind of like shredded things, almost like a tree shredder, a wood chipper, and it spit out the blood and the entrails through the back of the head, which I don't know how that works, you know, biologically, but it was pretty cool. Overall, if you're looking for a big bad, like for Venom to fight in this movie, you're gonna be disappointed. There isn't one. It's just like him versus a bunch of henchmen with Null waiting in the wings for like something else down the line. So I was kind of disappointed in that, but they did the best that they could. There's a lot of symbiote action going on. My main complaint is that a lot of the symbiote stuff, and this is with any movie that does visual effects, right? So they set a lot of the movie in the nighttime so that you can like cover up the bad visual effects. The big scene was in the night, but the action in that scene was actually done really, really well. A lot of explosions and stuff like like that. That's me. I'm an 80s kid, yo. I like 80s stuff. Give me a few explosions and I'm just like, huh? This is amazing. Back to the beginning. Again, no spoilers. There was something that they mentioned. They had to go on a quest to go from point A to point B. So when they mentioned point B, I was super hyped because I'm thinking all this stuff like the ramifications of getting to point B will be phenomenal if they do X, Y, Z. And in the movie, they get to point B and it was such a letdown. I was just like, what are you doing? Towards the end, there's this big emotional scene between Eddie and Venom. And oddly enough, I was sucked into it, right? So I have no love for these characters. Like I said, I didn't like part 1 and then I hated part 2. So I don't have any like love for the relationship between Eddie and Venom. But there was something that happened in this one and I was kind of hooked. I was kind of invested in the emotional toll of everything that was going on. And I think it definitely delivered there. But overall, I'm gonna say that I liked it. It wasn't terrible. It was tolerable. There were some parts that were just absolutely fun. There were some parts that were absolutely cringe. And that's the whole thing with this Venom universe. That's how you describe it, right? There's some parts that are fun. There's some parts that are cringe. Nothing is downright excellent. And that's exactly this movie. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably give it a 6.5 or like a 7, maybe a 7, a weak 7, because I did kind of enjoy it. But then I was just like, wow, this movie was so bad. I liked it. And there were actually some parts that I genuinely liked. There are 2 after credit scenes, so make sure you stick around for those. There's the mid credit scene, which it left me scratching my head. I'm just like, who the hell he's talking to? And then the last one after the credits roll, that scene, that's another one that's just like, what the hell just happened? For me, and this is super random, I guess my biggest highlight for the night is the last song that they played while the credits roll. It's Frankie Pulitzer, which is Tom Hardy's rap name, because if you didn't know, Tom Hardy was a rapper, and Method Man. And there's a song called Null and Void, and Method Man spazzes on that. Like, I was sitting down in the theater in the seat and I was just like, yo, this shit is fucking crazy. Wu-Tang forever, yo. So Venom: The Last Dance, I think it is definitely a theater watch if you could swing it. Like, if you got like the AMC pass, that's what the theaters we got over here, or the Regal pass where you pay for like the monthly pass, definitely see it in the theater. If you like the other Venom movies, you're definitely gonna like this. If you downright hated the other Venom movies, you're either gonna not like it or it's gonna be tolerable. Like I said, week 7 out of 10, and that's my Venom: The Last Dance review. And that's gonna do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. As always, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, share this video, tell your friends about me, consider joining the LINX squad, and as always, most importantly, spread love, because it's the Brooklyn way. We are Venom. Nah, we not, fam, chill. Peace.